Is one more legal or valid when it comes to certificates versus affidavits?
Well, I'm going to kind of go out, and I think the question is here, you have certificate of origin. You heard Kevin talk a little bit about, manufacturer's affidavits and things like that. And so I think it's more of a combination of the two rather than an either or scenario, because in order to claim, you do need some kind of certificate of origin, or you have to provide that to someone. The affidavit comes more in, that goes back to that due diligence that we talked about. What else have you done? Do you have another thing that they've given you that says, you know what, I signed this, I did this, I made this. It's something that we see often. Those of you who maybe export your product and then want to bring it back into the United States, use one of those Chapter 98 tariff number. We might be asking you as the importer, hey, will you fill out the manufacturer's affidavit so we can go ahead and claim and get you duty-free status on U.S. origin product that's coming back into the United States. So I think that is much more of a both question rather than an either or question.
I agree. I know that, again, when I was working on the import side of things, we wouldn't do a certificate of origin for the export of our product if it contained components that we didn't have an affidavit from the person that actually made the component. So we were looking as the affidavit as building up our case of why we declare this particular thing on a certificate of origin, is that someone told me specifically, my vendor down the street told me that he makes this product at his location. Maybe I've been there and I had him sign it while I was there. Those are great things to have, that you actually saw them produce it, and I've got an affidavit from him, which is a legal document stating that he made this item. And therefore, when I do my certificate of origin to export this product, I declare that with confidence that the origin of my product, again, using the rules of origin for my finished good, that I've got affidavits to back that up. So I think it's just building your burden of proof, which I think is one of those things that you want to do if you're exporting goods and or if you're importing goods, is make sure that you're protected. I will tell you that another thing that we've seen is, and maybe go back to that audit question, is textiles. I've imported textiles from CAFTA countries for a long time. I've had U.S. Customs go down to my client's factory and validate that these products were being made in his factory. And then I've had Customs here in the United States ask me for proof. And I was like, you were just there. I have a form. I even did a Freedom of Information Act request to get a copy of their report that they were there, to prove to Customs that they were at this location. And then we went back to the manufacturer, and we had all that. We had all of the required documents for textiles. We had pull tickets. We had timesheets of employees that were working on it, the schedules, the fabrics, where the fabrics came in, all of the import documents for some of the fabrics from CAFTA countries, and things like that. So we had all of our proof. And in addition, we requested the report from Customs that they were at this facility, so we could prove and make our case to justify that and feel that burden of proof that these goods actually did qualify for CAFTA. And Customs approved our request. We submitted it. It all looked good, but we went that extra mile to make sure of it, because Customs has the right to challenge it. And I won't lie, it probably took 3 months to gather all of the data for all of the different SKUs over a long period of time that Customs asked for. But we were able to fulfill the requirement, work with our client to get all of that information and get it submitted and get it all approved to where they wouldn't have any problems with further declaring that their products as qualifying under the CAFTA free trade agreement. So anyways, it was complex and it was difficult. It was fun. I can't lie, it was fun. I'm just a nerd like that. But anyways, there's those are things that you can happen when it comes to the burden of proof that's on there.